This is Yuno Gasai from Mirai Nikki, the craziest anime girl ever. And in this video, I'll show you the secret techniques that will make a 2D girl like Yuno go crazy for you. And I'll show you how to rizz her up without getting stabbed. Maybe, so that you won't be just another face in the crowd. And let's see if we can turn you anime fans from losers to RIZZ masters. But can we make it look as good as it does in anime? Let's find out. Now we've all been there, crushing on that one anime character who's way out of our league. But have you ever set your sights on someone who's not just out of your league, but out of your sanity bracket? So why am I doing this? Because if we can survive any encounters with Yuno Gasai, we can survive anything. It's like weight training for your emotional endurance, except instead of dumbbells, you're lifting axes and restraining orders. Now let's check out what might be the craziest, most illegal dating plan anyone's ever thought of. But fear not, my fellow degenerates. I found a trick so clever it might keep you alive long enough to change your will. Because we're gonna learn how to fake your own kidnapping to win Yuno's heart. Now, you might be wondering, is this just manipulating and dangerous? In my defense, I have to say, absolutely. But so is every other interaction with Yuno. You see, to RIZZ Yuno, you need to understand this. Her love language isn't words of affirmation or acts of service. It's more like acts of homicide. She's only happy when she saves you from death. Death she planned herself. It's like if a stalker had a baby with a serial killer. I can already hear you naysayers. But this is unethical. This could backfire horribly. You're gonna get someone killed. You're probably right. But hey, love is a battlefield. And in Yuno's case, it's more like a minefield crossed with a war crime. So let's walk through this crazy idea. Step 1. First, you need to make it look like you're actually kidnapped. This isn't some fake school play kidnapping. You'll need actors who can handle gore, fake blood, and a creepy location. Step 2. Now this is where things get challenging. Since you're involving a psychotic pink-haired stalker with an obsession for collecting knives into your well-planned setup, this is like inviting a bull into a china shop if the bull was armed and had serious abandonment issues. You'll need body armor, one with extra stab protection, a convincing damsel in distress act, acting class not included, but strongly recommended, a safe word. May we suggest, please don't kill me? Just don't mess up the timing. You want Yuno to feel like she's rescuing you, but not so late that your acting becomes, well, a little too real. So let's take a moment to picture how this could go. Oh no, I've been kidnapped by a group of generic bad guys. Whatever shall I do? Yuno comes bursting through the wall like the Kool-Aid man with a machete. Yuki, I found you. Hold up. Before you turn this place into a live-action redo of Healer episodes, I have something to confess. I kidnapped myself. Look, I wanted to show I care by giving you what you love most, the opportunity for senseless violence. This is the most romantic thing anyone's ever done for me. And that, kids, is why you don't stick your dick in crazy, no matter how pink their hair is. But in this case, you actually want to, so let's continue on. Step 3. The most important, and yeah, probably impossible part of this whole scheme. Finding normal ways to escape, which is completely off the table. No windows, no doors, and if you can manage it, try to not even be in the same world as Yuno. So here's how to run away from your favorite pink-haired stalker. You'll want to stay away from anywhere Yuno might show up, which, let's be honest, is pretty much everywhere. Don't worry. Here are some outrageous ideas we came up with. You can fake your kidnapping in a place Yuno can't reach. Probably. We're still fixing the problems on that one. Try to find a world where Yuno doesn't exist. We cannot guarantee the existence of such a universe. Yuno's that crazy. Can't escape in this world? Try another. Simply summon Truck-kun for a quick isekai adventure. Reincarnation not guaranteed. Problem all solved. So that leads us to our next sneaky hack that is so genius, so easy, that it will make Yuno fall heads over heels for you faster than she can say, "I'll kill anyone who looks at you." Either Yuno will fall madly in love with you, or you'll end up in a real cage, courtesy of your local law enforcement. If you make it out alive, you'll have one hell of a story. Now we all know that Yuno's backstory is, let's say, spicy. Being locked up in a dog cage didn't hurt her. It made her stronger. I know. You're probably thinking, are you crazy? No, I am not crazy. I'm crazy for 2D waifus. Get that right. But hear me out. To get a yandere to like you, you gotta think like one. And that means seeing the silver lining in every murder attempt. I mean, every life experience. So, here's how we're gonna make a man out of you. Step 1. Start by getting used to tiny spaces. Begin with a closet. Then work your way down to a shower stall. And finally, a cardboard box. Time yourself and try to stay in there longer by 5 minutes each day. Step 2. Slowly cut back on hanging out with people. Start by deleting social media, then switch to talking only via carrier pigeon. Learn to hold full conversation with a volleyball with a face drawn on it. Step 3. Replace your bed with a pile of mildly damp newspapers. Try to convince yourself it's actually comfortable. Discomfort is just spicy relaxation. Step 4. Try eating weird things. Start a mystery nutrient paste diet. If it's good enough for astronauts, it's good enough for yandere training. Step 5. Watch increasingly terrifying horror movies while sitting in a dark basement. Now you might be wondering, how can I use this information to RIZZ Yuno? To prove your devotion to Yuno, you need to build a replica cage and voluntarily spend a weekend inside. Yes, you heard that right. We're going full extreme home makeover yandere edition. But don't worry, I got some safety tips to ensure your cage building experience is both authentic and somewhat less likely to result in death. Step number 1. Find one from the junkyard. Step number 2. Make it 1% larger than Yuno's original. We're going for devotion, not claustrophobia. Step number 3. Install an emergency release latch. Hide the key in a place you'll forget immediately. Step number 4. Stock up on Pocky and Ramune. Maybe throw in a few haichus for nutrients. Step number 5. Set up a webcam. Start a live stream titled, "My Weekend as a Yandere Chew Toy." Step number 6. Tell a friend who's equally unhinged. Someone who'll wait at least 72 hours before calling the authorities. Because safety first. Even when you're trying to impress a girl who thinks safety is for the weak. Now you might be thinking, but isn't this a bit extreme? I mean, have you seen Yuno? Extreme is her middle name. Actually, it's probably danger or run away, but you get the point. Now, by choosing to lock yourself up, you're not just being strange, though you are. You're telling Yuno 3 things that'll make her crazy heart skip a beat or two, or race as she plans to kill you. First off, you're showing that you've done your homework. While you're in that cage, start reciting Yuno's entire backstory. Go all out. Different voices for each character, sound effects, etc. It's like a one-man show, but your only audience member might be planning to make it your final performance. Secondly, you're proving your dedication. Once you got the backstory down, try summoning Yuno through sheer willpower. Close your eyes, concentrate hard, chant her name. Fair warning though, this might actually work, and then you'll have a whole new set of problems to deal with. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, you're showing you make terrible choices. I mean, you're sitting in a homemade cage trying to impress an anime girl. If that doesn't scream, I make poor life choices, I don't know what does. And let's be honest, that last one is probably a must-have for dating Yuno in the first place. But Yuno will admire your dedication for reliving her childhood. It's like couples therapy, but with more chances you'll end up loving being trapped. For Yuno, I love you means I'll risk my life and sanity for you. It's like a romantic comedy, but more chances you'll get hurt. Don't forget, this is all for entertainment purposes only. Please don't actually lock yourself in a cage, unless you're into that sort of stuff. In which case, maybe seek help? But hey, if this video hasn't made you question your life choices yet, smash that subscribe button, and comment below on the name of a 2D character you'll risk it all to RIZZ. Now, on to our next plan. We all know what it's like trying to date a girl who would rather stab you than kiss you. So here's another sneaky little trick that will make Yuno fall for you before you can say, "Notice me, senpai." It's so simple, you'll wonder why you didn't think of it yourself. Here's what really works for Yuno. Go with the crazy. You gotta show her you're just as down for this crazy ride as she is. And how do you do that? Pain. Wait, what? Let me explain. Yuno's idea of affection involves a lot of sharp objects. So you need to man up. Start small, like stubbing your toe on purpose every morning. See if you can do it without crying. Then take it up a notch by walking barefoot on Lego pieces. Then try eating ghost peppers. Look, if you want to survive dating Yuno, you need to go extreme. And by extreme, I mean you need to binge watch every episode of Boku no Pico. Yes, you heard that right. Boku no Pico. This combination of mind games and torture will have you ready for Yuno anytime. Let's call it affectionate knife play. Now I know what you're thinking, but won't that kill me? Probably. But hey, if you can't handle a little Boku no Pico and some spicy boys, how do you expect to handle a yandere girlfriend? So I made a training schedule for you. Binge watch every episode of Boku no Pico, yes, all of them. While watching, eat a ghost pepper every 5 minutes. Set a timer. This is serious business right here. Between episodes, practice your "I'm totally fine with being stabbed" face in the mirror. Then finally, combine all the above all at once for the full Yuno experience. Like they say, no pain, no gain. In this case, it's also your sanity, dignity, and your will to live. But don't worry, it's all worth it for that sweet, crazy psychopath. Now, some of you might be wondering if there are any other ways to this extreme method. Well, if you really want Yuno to like you, you better be ready for whatever happens. And by anything, I mean anything. Like waking up strapped to a chair in a soundproof room. Anything. Congrats on surviving Yuno's stabby love. But don't hang up your Kevlar just yet, because there are crazier yanderes out there. There's a frosty dominatrix out there who makes Yuno look like a gentle spring day. She's got a uniform that will make a stripper blush, and enough ice in her vein to freeze hell over. Ready to learn how to melt the heart of anime's most dangerous ice queen? Freeze right there and click that video to discover how to survive something colder than the Arctic. And stay thirsty.